Up next, I'm gonna reveal the 5 best-selling fragrances from 5 very popular top niche fragrance brands, including one honorable mention. Stay tuned to find out what the best sellers really are here at Osme Perfumery. Welcome back, everybody, to Joel the Nose, again here at Osme Perfumery in Miami. And today's video, I am choosing 5 fragrance brands, niche brands, that are very popular here at Osme Perfumery. These are 5 of the ones that people come in and buy over and over and over again. And what I've done is I talked to Maurice, one of the co-owners here, and he's indicated to me from these 5 fragrance houses, what are the top sellers here at Osme Perfumery. It's a good indication because Osme is one of the premier niche fragrance boutiques in the entire world, especially here in the United States. So this is a good barometer of what is popular out there. Let's get right into this. So from the first house, actually, you know what? No, I forgot. You know what? I have an honorable mention that I wanted to talk about first. And this is from one of the newer brands that is here in Osme that just came in like the last 6 months, and that is WIDIAN. And check out this presentation, this box. This fragrance is Almond. WIDIAN Almond, what a great presentation. This is a beautiful kind of gourmand rose almond fragrance. It is unisex, probably gonna lend a little bit more feminine to some people, but I've worn it, I like it, and it's the top seller here at Osme for the WIDIAN line, and they have a ton. They've got probably, I don't know, 20 or so WIDIAN fragrances. So the fact that it's their top seller says a lot. All right, let's go right into number 5. Number 5, I'm gonna do the House of XERJOFF. It's one of my favorites. It's also one of the most popular here. This one, probably a lot of you can see the bottle in my hand, but even if you don't, you probably could guess this one without me saying it. But the #1 bestseller here at Osme from XERJOFF is Erba Pura. They have a hard time keeping it on the shelf. It's in and out. The minute a new shipment comes in, within a week or 2, it's sold out. They literally could just be renewing orders of this constantly and it would still sell out. It is just so popular. They jokingly refer to it as Erba crack because it's like crack in that it's so addictive. This is an addictive fragrance. It's got that fruity, almost pineapple opening that, especially to women, is just so intoxicating. Every time I'm here, if someone asks me, especially if it's a girl, hey, can you recommend a fragrance? The minute you send them to this, or if Maurice or Babica, the owners, you see them and they recommend this, it's pretty much a done deal. Once somebody smells this fragrance, they walk out of the store with it. So that's coming in. That's the 5th one. Then we're gonna go here to number 4. You can tell from the bottle, right, what I have here, the house. This is Parfums de Marly, the iconic French niche perfumer that is just probably, if not the most popular, one of the most popular niche houses in the world. And what is the most popular, the best-selling fragrance? Layton Exclusive. Layton Exclusive. This is a fragrance, I gotta be honest with you, it surprised me. I would have guessed maybe Layton. I would have guessed maybe even something like Pegasus, even, gosh, I don't know. Not Pegasus Exclusive, but I was a little bit surprised because, you know, sometimes the flankers don't do as well as the original, but this is their best seller. It is, for those of you, again, who have never tried this, you know, the notes on this one, well, I can't read you the notes because the notes are off. It's got that, yeah. Layton Exclusive has got that kind of peppery, spicy opening that I've always enjoyed. Layton has always been one of my favorites. That's a little bit more of a fresh. This is a little bit more of a darker, spicier version. And just so you know, when it comes to Parfums de Marly, of all the fragrances, including the men's and women's and the unisex, the actual best seller is the Lena exclusive. It outsells everything. But when you're talking about more men's fragrances, it's the Layton exclusive. That leads me into my number 3rd niche house. You can tell also, right? The 3rd niche house is MONTALE, again from France. Great value in these fragrances, 100 milliliter bottles, under $200, cool bottles, these metal kind of almost like canisters that look like scuba tanks or missiles. Great fragrance. This house I think sometimes doesn't get the love that other houses do because maybe it doesn't seem as exclusive because they put out a lot more fragrances. They put out a ton every year versus, 1 or 2 like some of the other houses. So maybe sometimes it gets watered down a little bit as far as people's viewpoints, but it is such a great house. You really need to dive into it if you haven't looked at it again. There's so many great ones. I'm just thinking off the top of my head, Blue Matcha, one of the newer ones, Woods and Spices, which is a great fresh, kind of woody, spicy scent that really sells well. But the number 1 seller is Arabians Tonka. I was just in here the other day seeing someone purchase this, so I wasn't surprised when Maurice told me this is their number 1 seller, Arabians Tonka. Spray here. It's, again, MONTALE has that DNA in it, like Parfums de Marly. When you smell a MONTALE perfume, you know it's MONTALE. There is a DNA that runs strong through the backbone of every fragrance here. All right, going to my number 2 house. This is, of course, you can see the house maybe, the house of AMOUAGE. Really one of the higher end niche companies and houses. All their fragrances are, in my estimation and my experience, beast mode, strong, sexy, enduring, long-lasting, projecting. But what is the number 1? The number 1 seller here at Osme? Reflection Man. Take a look at that. Reflection Man, cool bottle. Again, this is a fragrance. You put it on, it's a little bit sweet. It's got a little bit of that clean, soapy vibe to it, but yet it's strong. It's, again, a compliment getter. When you think AMOUAGE, a lot of their fragrances are compliment getters. For example, I get a lot of compliments from Beach Hut Man, always have. That works well for me. That is another big seller. But the number 1 seller, if you're looking for popular fragrances, Reflection Man. And that's gonna lead me to my last niche house, which is also one of my favorites for those of you who watch my videos. Of course, Fragrance du Bois, you can see the bottle. And what is their number 1 seller? And this is another, I gotta say, impressive fact or impressive piece of information, because they've got about, here at Osme, around 20 to 25 different perfumes from this house. And the number 1 seller is Oud Rose. Again, I gotta say, I'm not surprised. For those of you who have never smelled this, it is, when it first came in, I first smelled it, I'm thinking about a year ago. And this is such a great rose fragrance. I love rose fragrances. Rose isn't for everybody, but clearly this is a rose that people love, the fact that it's the best seller. And the oud in there, it's not a stinky oud. This is one of those ouds that's gonna be more subdued. I've talked to, for example, the creative director from Fragrance du Bois, and I did a live stream with them a few weeks ago on their Instagram live with Daniel. And basically what he explained is when they're creating these perfumes with oud, they put everything else and blend it in, and oud is the last thing they put into the fragrance to really separate it, to really make it unique. And I thought that was pretty cool because I'd never heard of that style of mixing perfumes before. So the oud they use, they have their own oud farms. It's all sustainable. It's all the highest end oud that you can find in the world. So the oud here is not that stinky oud in this fragrance. It's one that is accessible, I think, to everyone out there, whether you're an oud lover or not. So there you go, Oud Rose, the number 1 seller from Fragrance du Bois. Exciting stuff. Always fun for me to see and talk to Maurice about what the top sellers here are. There you have it. I'll be back soon with another video. Thank you guys for watching as always. Peace, love, and perfumes.